Okay, I figured out my key to success. Now I'm locked in. I learned how to open doors like a locksmith.
Welcome back. You're now locked in with DK and Atwood. I'm Atwood. Killer to my left is DK. Another beautiful day here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina at the Next Element Academy.
Beautiful hot day.
Yeah,
hot and humid.
Extremely hot.
Yes, hot and humid.
It says 92 or 93 degrees, but it feels more like, like 98.
You're pretty close to the sun.
Yeah. What is that movie? Was it Jungle to Jungle with the Tim Taylor guy? And he's like, where are we? The surface of the sun? I don't know.
It lost me on that one.
It's an old Disney movie.
Oh, okay.
It's fucking stupid.
Okay.
Talk about your eventful weekend. Speaking of hot, right? Florida.
Yeah, speaking of hot and Disney, right?
Yeah.
So the Academy had 4 kids. We went down to Orlando to compete this weekend for Kids Pan Ams. Ultimately, it's like the World Championships of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for kids. You know, there is no worlds for, kids. So we had 4 kids compete. We had 3 place. So we had one kid was gray belt, just got his gray belt not too long ago. And he entered, and 23 kids in his division. He ended up getting 3rd place, man. So
nice.
that was a big deal. And then we had another one of our kids. I think he's like 10 or 11. He got 3rd place, but I think he only had like 6 people in his division. So he won 1 match, and then he got 3rd place, and then had a little girl, 10 years old, 1 gold medal. So she's
nice.
10 years old, 100 pounds at gray belt, just got a gray belt too. So it's like she's there. She might, come back again next year, win another gold medal, and then she's definitely like a shoe-in for another belt, right?
Right, so,
yeah. Which a lot of people would give her a yellow belt as it is, but I think, keeping her a gray belt for a little bit.
How do belts work for kids? Is it white, gray, yellow, then they go straight to blue?
Yeah, but they have like gray white, solid gray black, and then they go yellow white, yellow black.
Right on.
And then so on and so forth.
And how many stripes would it be in between each of those?
So I do a quarterly, thing, maybe a stripe a quarter.
Gotcha.
I kind of, some people, they do a stripe a month. I feel like, a kid needs to at least know how to tie their belt before I give them a stripe on their belt.
Right. Yeah.
Right. And that's like some kids, like they might, they don't even know how to tie. I have a lot of kids don't even know how to tie their shoes, but know how to tie their belt. Learn how to tie their belt before they learn how to tie their shoes.
Right.
And even their parents are like, man, he knows how to tie his belt better than tying his shoes. But anyways, so we'll see, man. She just got a gray belt, so it's like she's really good, and we're just hopefully last year we had 7 kids go, and we only got 3 bronze.
Okay.
Out of 7 kids, and so I've never had a gold medalist before. Highest we ever had was a 2nd place, but there was only 4 competitors in the division, so you only had to win 1 match in order to get 2nd place.
Right.
So, but. Other than that, man, it was a very busy, we were there I got there on a Wednesday. Kids competed on Friday and Saturday, but they didn't compete till the end of the afternoon. So I was there. I didn't leave the tournament until 7:00. So on Friday,
right?
Because I had a kid, he kept winning, or he won 2, and man, they were spaced out. For like 30 minutes after his match, like he'd have another match, and then 30 minutes after that, there's the next match, and then 30 minutes after that, he has the next match, and then by that time, another kid that was competing at 6:30, so he won his first match, and then I have to wait around for that his next match, you know, and so and then Saturday we had a lot of kids, so man, there was ton of kids there. It was a 3-day event, man.
Yeah.
And there was a ton of people there.
How were they getting dubs? Was it any subs or points? Or?
So we had 2 arm bars, I think, and then but most of they get 4 minutes, so most of the wins were by points.
Mm-hmm.
But the female, she smothered the first kid. She tapped because from mount. And she was a gray and black belt, which was the higher end for the gray belt. So, and then her next match, she won by armbar. Got full mount, 12-0, goes for armbar, and it ends up going belly down armbar on the kid in her second match. Third match ends up, man, the kid before, her girl she was going against in the final was good, man. Like,
really?
I mean, she ended up, we saw her like smoke this girl before her and like took her down, pass her guard, full mount, armbarred her, and I was like, oh man, like we're gonna have a tough match.
Yeah,
dude, she just took that kid down. She refused to pull guard. Right, some kids that get like frustrated, and they just pull guard, and then they're like, I'll just try to submit them or sweep them or whatnot. But it's like at that level, you can't do that. In the finals of Pan Ams, you can't just be, I'm gonna try this. You have to have a game plan. You have to stick to it. And she stuck to her game plan the whole entire time. She got the takedown, she passed the guard, and just controlled position and won, a gold medal because
that's sick, man.
It's really cool.
I bet it's got to be really cool as a coach too.
Yeah.
To go, especially go all the way to Orlando from here.
And you can be from other kids from all over the world, really.
Right.
And so it was really good, man. For us as a team, and it's good for the kids that to see that train here and didn't get to go, or didn't go. They're like, oh wow, like she did this, like I can do this too. I want that because her medal's like bigger than she is. It's wild, dude. They it's almost like it's an adult Pan Am's medal almost. So, but that's good. And then they're turning around and competing this weekend too for New Breed, man.
Yeah.
So we got a local tournament and we got several people, from the academy competing. There's
gonna be a lot of people.
Yeah.
I mean, I know of like 5 off the top of my head, but I saw some other names on there. Like I haven't got to the point yet where I can put faces with all the names here. Yeah. But all you go and you look at the registration list, just Next Element Academy, Next Element Academy, Next Element Academy. So it's gonna be fun, man. I think, and then I really didn't even look at the kids because it has nothing to do with me, so I wasn't looking at them. But
we got a lot of kids gonna be competing against each other, which stinks for me. But it's like for me as a coach, I'm like, all right, it's kind of like an in-house tournament, So and you guys go against each other, and whoever wins, that's like I'm not gonna coach either one of them.
Right.
They're gonna go out there,
have fun.
Go out there and have fun, guys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like there are going to be some hurt feelings. I'm sure some parents might be upset too. So, but it's like as a coach, it's like, what do? I just like if I tell one kid to do something that determines the outcome of the match, then I was going for that kid and rooting for that kid. When
it just looks like favoritism, even though I know your character. I know that you're,
and so I'm going to try to explain that to parents, before we go out there. But yeah, we got a lot of people doing that, and it's just. It's a lot, man. It's fun, we just got back from this past weekend, and this weekend we got, the New Breed local tournament, and then the weekend after, Austin's fighting in Nashville.
Right? Yeah.
Yep, against a Contender Series veteran, Dana White's Contender Series veteran. So and like the most experienced guy he's ever fought, too.
Nice. And then not long after that, like a month, you're going to Las Vegas for the Worlds. Yeah. So it's going to be a busy couple of months for you, man.
Yeah, man. I think in August I'm going every single weekend because I'm also going after the weekend after Austin's fight. I'm actually not going to Austin's fight because I had bought Jason Aldean.
What
tickets.
A time to have his tickets, right?
Right. Man,
that's going to be a great show.
I didn't even know that song was out, before when I bought the tickets.
Dude, it's been out since April. They're just now making a fuss about it.
But I bought Jason Aldean tickets for Megan's, 30th birthday. And so that's in Charleston. And so we're doing that on August 4th, and I paid, some good money for that.
Yeah.
But doing that on August 4th. While Austin's fighting, so Nick and some guys are going up with him.
He said they have pay-per-view for that, right, online?
Yeah.
I told him I'm definitely
think his name of Aries fight.
Yeah, I can't remember the name.
Like
I'll have to get him.
They used to be Valor.
Oh, really?
That's who it used to be.
Okay,
yeah,
I've heard
the guy's name is Tim Loy, who runs the show. He's a good dude, man. He always. That was actually one of Austin's first fight. Was I think
with Valor?
With Valor.
Right on.
Yeah. But. Yeah, man. So And then the weekend after that, it's I got a bachelor party going to DC with Nick, Austin, and Grayson for Grayson's like.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
Yeah,
I remember you guys talking about that.
Yeah, we're going to watch like just baseball, nothing crazy, and like go look at history of the United States. That's about it. Like just four dudes just. We're probably gonna be riding around on the little mopeds, or the little scooter things that you can just like if they die, you just trash them on the side,
just leave them,
throw them on the side of the road, and just kid it.
Pay like $1 a mile.
Man, it's almost like Grand Theft Auto almost. Like you see a boom, it's like it runs out of gas, throw it to the side, and you walk to the next one, picked it up,
grab another one.
But it's like they're gonna charge you like all your stuff.
I think it's like $1 a mile. That's what it was whenever I was in Austin, Texas. Maybe it was a little more than $1. I didn't pay for it, but
that's not bad.
Yeah,
that's not bad. Man.
It's not that bad at all. But if you get drunk, I'm gonna tell you now, those things are a lot to handle, bro.
Ooh,
like
I bet so,
they
man.
get a little fat. It was a little too fast for me.
Much,
whenever I was a little drunk, and
inebriated there, and just running amok in the streets of Austin. I've never been to Austin, man. I've been to Dallas.
Oh, it was a great time. From what I remember, I don't drink much.
Yeah, I barely remember Dallas, bro.
Man.
I remember going down a street there. It was DeBellum Street,
mm-hmm.
and that's where the street where all the clubs and bars are.
That's what I did in Austin. It's called 6th Street, and the first time I ever went to a piano bar.
Okay.
Toasted after that.
Yeah. So definitely can't do that. Like, speaking of, we were talking about recovery stuff,
mm-hmm.
This week, me being gone and stuff. I partook in a little bit of adult beverages.
You got to when you're in Disney.
And just kind of hung out and just chilled and relaxed. But man, I was so glad. Like I came back and rolled yesterday at noon.
Yeah.
I was so glad to roll and train a little bit. My body wasn't happy, but just like my body from that trip, like I just felt like, ugh.
Yeah, sludge.
Sludge, man. Just like sludge. And it's just, as an athlete, you can't continue to do that.
Yeah.
It just, my joints feel stiff. My joints feel tight. Everything feels like I need to be lubed up, like I need to stretch and just move around. And so it's tough getting, and I'm older too, man. So it's like my body just doesn't do a whole lot.
No, I get it.
Get used to.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not that old, but I'm to the stage where I'm starting to notice, that I just can't do shit like I used to. It's just
dude, I can't even play tennis, bro. I went to the orthopedic today because I'm messed my shoulder up. I think it was playing tennis. We're gonna say it was kettlebell snatches,
and
jiu-jitsu. Yeah. That's what I told the orthopedist today, and I was just like, he was like, "What makes you think you need surgery?" I was like, "I don't think I need surgery, bro. Like I'm come here."
So you could tell me.
Yeah, the VA told me to come here. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to get the VA they just said I need to make an appointment with you. Like nobody read my results to me or nothing. I had I had to get a X-ray tech that trains here at the gym to help me out. Zach helped me out. Like I was like, hey man, I don't know what this says, and so I got a little small tear in my rotator cuff, and so he was just like, moving me around and checking me. He was like, well, got some bone spurs, you got a small tear, and you got your labrum's a little, worn out from years of overuse. He said, but I don't think surgery is not going to really do anything for you. It's not like, and I'm like, okay. So I don't know. So I'm going to try to do some stem cells. I'm trying to talk Megan into going to Colombia, bro, and getting all injected up with babies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's what it is. It's like, I don't know if they use dead babies down there, but like the
is that where they
cord and all that stuff. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Well, see, in Colombia, you can do it in America, but in America, you can only use so much of the cell, right?
Okay.
The FDA doesn't have a regulation on it, so they can use, let's say if there's 500 million cells in a stem cell or something like that, or they don't have to use all of them. They can use just a fraction of one and call it stem cells, right? But in Colombia, dude, they'll give you everything.
Yeah, I'm sure the regulations are a lot
That's why,
more
yeah.
lenient.
Most people are going to like Colombia, Mexico,
Right.
but
as we discussed with Kenny, bad time to go to Mexico.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I
Dude, I went to Juarez, Mexico when I was 19 years old and drove down there.
Really?
Drove into Juarez, Mexico. So I was stationed in New Mexico. Me and some of my friends, I had a little Honda Civic, bro, a little lower thing. This is when was Fast and Furious first came out, bro. So I had a little Honda Civic Slam, little at 17 inch
You were
rims
Paul
on.
Walker.
I was Paul Walker or Paul Wall, either way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I rode that thing into Juarez because this dude that I was friends with met this girl on the bus going from Boston all the way to New Mexico to his base where he was going to be stationed at for his first base. Met this girl from El Paso, Texas. Went to school at El Paso, University of El Paso, Texas, and or University of Texas El Paso, but lived in Juarez.
Okay.
So anyways, we ended up linking up. Dude, this is before social media, bro. So
Right.
like you got to keep a girl's number.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he had to remember this in his mind, what this girl looked like. Couldn't just look her up on Instagram. It's like, man, look at this chick. I'm about to call her up.
That
You know what I'm saying?
that sounds like a movie. Like,
Dude. Anyways, meet up with this girl and like one of her friends or something like that. And there's like 5 or 6 of us dudes. They take us around Juarez, Mexico, man, and we just had a blast, dude. I had to pay somebody that night. We went out to the bars and stuff right on the other side of the border, and I parked my car, and this dude's like talking to me, and she tells me, you know, she's like being a translator. She's like, he'll watch your car for $5. And I was like, dude, here's 10. I was out there too. I mean, dude, we had been drinking tequila we went to a liquor store and got the raunchiest looking tequila they had that had all the worms in the bottom of it, bro. Like we ate the worms. We were doing
no.
We drank the Kool-Aid, man. We were all Mexico'd out. Anyways, we end up going to this bar. I paid this guy $10 to watch my car. Go to this bar. It's called Tequila Derby. We go in this bar. It's $10. Drink till you drowned. Yeah, so unlimited alcohol for $10. So we go in there. It's nothing but Americans. Nothing but Americans. Course. And a few, you know, sprinkled locals, in. Right. Yeah, locals sprinkled out there. Man, next thing you know, dude, like I'm like, yeah, can I get a beer or whatever? They give me one of those little Coronitas, little 8-ounce beers. I'm like, can I get like 6 more of them? You know, I'm gonna need 6 cervezas, por favor. And so like I'm holding all these little bitty, you know, little Coronitas around, like drinking one at a time. While I got 5 in one hand, I'm drinking a little bitty one. Their top shelved alcohol there was Jim Beam, and they served it in a styrofoam cup. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So anyways, man, somehow made it out of there alive and got in my car, drove my car back across to the border to the Holiday Inn in El Paso.
Wow.
And didn't die, man. Didn't get beheaded.
You didn't die.
Man, I mean, I was 19 years old, dude. Like Juarez, I guess, wasn't like it is now. Now it's like supposed to be one of the most dangerous cities in the world.
Yeah, I mean, me personally, when it comes to traveling to Mexico, my brother lived there for a year, and he told me a lot of stories, and I just have no interest in going after hearing what he had to say.
Yeah, it's wild, dude. Yeah, but I mean, I didn't know, man. I'm just being young,
right? And that was that military days? I'm assuming you said you were stationed.
Yeah. But I mean, dude, I was just a madman during those times.
Most young dudes in the military are.
Oh wow,
you know,
man. A friend of mine, he met a girl at Tequila Derby. Mm-hmm. Next thing you know, we're leaving, right? And he has hickeys everywhere, 360 all the way around his neck. Looked like he's got a hickey necklace on. Takes this girl back to the hotel room with us or whatever. Next thing you know, it's like I'm passed out, but I hear this girl. She's like my friend passes out too. She's trying to get a ride home. And she just came from the club back to the hotel room with us, man. And I'm just like, how are you? Like, we're in Mexico.
Yeah.
Like, you left Mexico with us and came to America with us. And like, now how are you getting home?
Wow.
Yeah. I think she ended up walking because she couldn't get in touch with her friends or nothing like that. Yeah, man. It was, listen, bro, this is before I'm the noble gentleman that I am here today.
That is crazy.
She just like took off. I was out of it, man. And so I just laid there. Anyways, long fun story about
Juarez.
About Juarez, man. Yeah, I
I
took
wonder
a
if she
picture
told her grandkids that story.
Man, I met this guy. I gave him the most sweetest hickey necklace he ever had.
Yeah. And woke up in the United States.
Man. And that dude, he's in prison now for murder.
Damn.
You know, it's crazy, man. Good dude, too, man. It was just, he didn't accidentally shoot anybody. He, shot through a door and hit this girl.
Oh, damn, dude.
Yeah. But he did it, she slammed the door in his face and he goes, boom, boom, boom. And I guess hit the girl. And so now, man, this was my boy. And man, we used to get in so many fights. Like, this dude was like 6'4". We'd go out into bars and clubs and we'd just start fights, man. But this is before I found martial arts. Once I found martial arts, it was something I fueled my anger and aggression and,
Yeah. I was
found a better purpose for life than going out in clubs and bars, man.
I can't remember exactly what Rogan said, but I was watching his speech today when he got his black belt from Eddie Bravo.
Yeah.
And he was talking about that, like before he started training jiu-jitsu, just an angry person. And how he was basically saying that you won't meet somebody who's been training jiu-jitsu for a while.
That's an asshole.
Right.
For the most part.
Right. Because, every day it's a humbling experience. Every freaking day, man. Well, if you're training consistently and you're training with, good training partners, then it'll be like that all the time. But yeah, it's interesting that you brought that up because I was just watching that at the radio station before I came here today.
Yeah, dude. So it's just, but that was before I was into anything, man.
Mm-hmm.
But then once I started learning about nutrition, how to eat right, how to, what my body needs to intake and different things like that, it made, it was, I don't know. I started learning about nutrition and what my body needed to take before I started training.
Because you were doing the bodybuilding thing, right?
Yeah, I was into bodybuilding, man. I wasn't a bodybuilder by any means.
But just lifting heavy.
I wanted to do bodybuilding stuff. I wanted to, try to get ripped and cut and jacked like those dudes, really big,
Mm-hmm.
And then just found martial arts, and I, a lot of that stuff that, from the nutrition side of how to eat and different things, how to cut weight. It definitely helped me a little bit, going forward with my career. I was a little bit more. I understood what nutrition could do for me. I understood that I couldn't outrun a bad diet, right? Like, because it was, even though, like, let's say the scale doesn't change, but your body composition is changing, you're adding more muscle, you're losing fat, and different things like that. So having that in the background before I started training really helped me, I think, understand nutrition a little bit more. Plus I studied really hard about eating right and, rehydration, like guys that are cutting weight, they don't know, they're like, think that they want to take in Pedialyte, that Pedialyte's going to do it, whenever you should be doing like element packets, a little bit more natural substance. What is in, I don't even have my phone on me.
It's right there.
And what's in Pedialyte? Let's look what's in Pedialyte. I know it's got sodium in it, but that's...
Yeah, you see that a lot. Guys, as soon as they get off the scale, just look.
And that's just because they've seen other people do it.
Right.
Like when I first started doing Pedialyte, it was because I just saw other people do it. Then I heard, you need to cut your Pedialyte with a gallon of water, and that'll make it a little bit more. But then you hear now it's water, salt, lemon.
Okay.
For a good hydration. Man, my phone's being. There we go.
So hypothetically, right? Say you were competing and you were a week out. What is your nutrition and your diet like?
So if I'm a week out, it's probably like I'll do my carbs early in the morning.
Okay.
I'll do my carbs early in the morning, so that way I have fuel for the rest of the day.
Okay.
My body will burn those carbs and they as some fuel, and then from there we'll start going. Always taking in proteins, always taking in some fats, but probably doing some more like vegetables, doing like less sodium, definitely less sodium,
right,
because that sodium is going to hold on to the water.
Yep.
And this is like if you got to cut a whole lot away, right?
Right.
Like you don't, and even a little bit, if you just want to cut 2 or 3 pounds, like just lowering your sodium intake and ingesting large amounts of water is going to help you lose weight, because you're just going to start pissing constantly, instead of holding on to stuff a little bit more. Now, here we go. Hold on.
Go ahead.
So main ingredients, first one for Pedialyte is water.
Okay.
Next is dextrose. So what dextrose is like an additive, like a carb additive almost.
Okay.
I can look that up a little bit more to get a little bit. Citric acid, natural and artificial flavors, potassium citrate, sodium chloride, which is salt. Pretty much. Sodium citrate, sucralose, which is a sugar, which is a fake sugar.
Not good.
Yep. Excess fame, potassium, zinc glucosinate, and yellow 6. So
I know yellow 6 is supposed to be bad, right?
yeah, it's had studies come out that that's bad.
Right.
So this is in a bottle for this was fruit flavor is what it's called. Anyways, so let's say you're an IndyCar driver, right? That, and you can either go with the purest type of alcohol for your car, alcohol, gas, fuel,
right?
All right, that has like very little additives, and it's gonna make your car it won't sputter. The fuel injectors won't get gummed up. You're just gonna, when you press the gas, it's gonna go. When you slow down, you let off the gas, it's gonna slow down, right? You would want that in your vehicle, right?
Yeah,
like if you would want that. Now, on the other side, right, you have this special additive, this special stuff that, nothing's been proven on this special fuel for your body. It's usually given to infants, people that are just now starting IndyCar driving, not even like the supercars, right? So that's what Pedialyte is, given to little infants, which shouldn't be anyways, but
yeah,
I would go for the, pure, the best thing possible to put in my body. Next thing is we got people that want a carb load before their fights, or thinking that, oh man, that's going to give me energy, or different things.
Is that a myth?
It's a myth, man.
I didn't know that.
It's definitely a myth. All the carbs are going to do is going to make you fat, happy, slow you down. It's going to like, you're going to feel like shit afterwards. It's like, it's this thing that these fighters have in their head that I got a carb load the night before. And that's just, it weighs you down. It slows you down. If I go 8 weeks and I'm eating a certain way, and then the night before my biggest fight of my life, where I have to perform at 100,000%, I'm going to go and eat pasta. When I haven't in the last 8 weeks.
That would have been my go-to as well. Yeah. I'm glad you're telling me this.
Yeah, man. Well, a lot of people need to look more into that. It's not just, hey, I'm going to carb load because I saw so-and-so Francis Ngannou do it. He's also a heavyweight. He can eat whatever he wants.
Yeah.
But it's like, if you're trying to fuel your body, if I've been doing a fight camp, let's say I was fighting at 155. most of the fight camp I was doing it 175, 174, maybe touch 76, you know, a little over 20 pounds. Coming up to the end of, you know, I should be dieting down over time. And then, you know, the week of the fight, maybe I'm 68, right? Which is still a lot, still heavy, still 13 pounds, right?
Yeah.
But I'm 68. I've been eating clean. I'm nice and smooth. I've been hydrating every day, a gallon of water. I'm starting to slow my sodium down, and then we just knock the sodium all the way out. And then that last week, we were eating, you know, very little carbs. We're eating more, you know, protein sources, eating some fat, and just so we can keep our energy going, you know. And then, you know, you got the day of weigh-ins, which for, you know, jiu-jitsu competitors is different, you know. So it's like
because you don't really get any time to rehydrate, right, for jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, I mean, you could weigh in that morning or the night before. I don't know. Some places do night before. Some places do the morning of. With IBJJF, it's literally like 20 minutes before your match, 30 minutes before your match. So it's like cutting weight for that is going to be hard for you. And I don't really recommend it. You definitely need to do it through a process and, you know, weigh what you're going to weigh when you've been, you know, competing, you know. So I just think that, you know, too many times people, they get caught up in the carb loading and, you know, the Pedialytes whenever it's, you know, water, you know, clean foods, clean whole foods, you know, like you can take some rice in, you know, get some rice. And,
that's what I've been doing
but
for my carbs.
Don't take, like, what's pasta? Where you grow pasta at?
Well, yeah.
Where's it grow at?
It doesn't grow. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. It's a lot of wheat, right? That goes into pasta,
it's
grains,
like eggs, and different things like that. I don't really know 100%, but it's a lot of wheat and like different things like that. So it's like, you know, I just think that, you know, putting stuff into your body like fruits after a weigh-in, you know, getting some water with some lemon and some pink salt or some real salt. So they got, I think it's Redmond's real salt is a good salt that's like very, it's like, man, you get, and this is when you're the week of a fight is like the most important thing. It has to be down to your salt, right? You can't just buy your regular salt that you normally buy at your grocery store. Like, you got to find, you know, the good salt that's going to be, that's properly sourced, that's from a good area. Because, I mean, one little thing, man, you know, to me, it always messed my mind up. It'd be one little thing would just mess me up.
Right.
Like if I didn't have the best water, I didn't rehydrate with water that was high in like alkalinity, because that's also proven to rehydrate yourself faster is having high alkaline water. You know, your body absorbs it better. Yeah. You know, and then if you don't, you know, rehydrate good enough, then you run the probability of getting knocked out. Yeah. You know, you don't have enough fluid on your brain, you know, so it's wild, man. It's a big conundrum of things that like a lot of these younger fighters don't really know. They just think, oh, I'm going to cut weight and
just get it off by any means. Yeah.
Dude, been there, man. Yeah. You know, like I've did it. And so it's like I can speak from experience, you know, but I've done really good diet plans as well. You know, my coach had George Lockhart as his diet coach, which if you don't know who George Lockhart is, I can't remember the name of his like weight cut prepping. He has a like business that he helps out a lot of different fighters. He helped John Jones out, a lot of different people, right? Anyways, he helped out my coach, and my coach gave me that diet. So I followed all the supplements on it for my first couple Bellator fights, and after that, you know, told me, you know, what I need to be intaking after, immediately after. I need to be, you know, slowly eating in food, slowly rehydrating, you know, not just guzzling down stuff, right? You know, so there's a lot more information out there now than there was. And all people need to do is just read. Yep, just Google. Just read. Sometimes you don't even need to read anymore. You just
YouTube
scroll.
Yeah.
You don't even, like, you could probably ask Siri, you know, and I don't know, YouTube.
Just have Chat GBT write you.
Yeah. Write me a diet.
Yeah.
Write me a weight cutting diet for a fighter. That'd be interesting.
That would be. We should try that. Just see what happens.
Yeah, we should. Or strength conditioning routine.
Right, routine.
Wow.
So question, in terms of carbs, right?
Yeah.
Like leading up to a fight, let's just say, you're 2 weeks out. How does that work? So you said you eat your carbs in the morning, right?
Mornings,
Is it bad? Like, so if I'm only eating one meal a day and I'm eating like 5, 6 o'clock, is that
At
bad?
night?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, because now your body's going to hold on to that meal for that whole night. You're not doing anything at night to burn that off.
Well, I'm coming to two classes. I'm coming most days except for today.
But at
obviously
night,
3 times a
after
day.
you get it done, right? After
Yeah,
you
so I'll eat
you're
like an
done.
hour before I come here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. Yeah,
Because
Why
I'm
only
never
one
hungry
meal,
in the
though?
morning. Huh?
You're not hungry anymore?
Not in the morning, ever.
Yeah,
Hardly
I
ever.
don't either.
Only when
I
I'm
don't
on
either anymore.
vacation do I ever seem to be hungry. I want breakfast.
Dude, I'm like, let's get some breakfast.
Right.
Let's get something sweet and pancakes. Or
So I've just been drinking
muffins.
coffee with no creamer, black. God, I hate it, but
That's
I've been
good,
doing
man.
it because it's kind of like a meal replacement, I guess, for me.
You can add in some MCT oil in that as well, and some like.
Typically,
butter.
I put coconut oil in it, but
That's good.
I don't
Same
have
thing.
any.
That's MCT oil.
Oh, is it? Okay. But yeah, I'm only doing, so I was doing a cup of rice last week because I know that comes out to like 40-ish carbs, something like that. This week, I'm only doing half a cup. But I don't have to drop a lot of weight. I mean, right now, I only need to lose like 3 pounds.
Yeah, you'll be good, man.
Yeah,
Like,
so
you just
I'm just trying to get into the habit of
because
eating
especially
cleaner.
if like you weigh in the morning, you get there at like 9 a.m. You jump on the scale, boom, you probably don't compete until like 1 or something.
Right.
After 1.
So I mean, I'm good, but I just in terms of anybody that is watching that might have that kind of question, when it comes to carbs, like how many carbs would you be consuming a day?
Man, again, it's like depends on if you're being active, right? You're trying to keep energy going. They had the Atkins diet out. It's like suggested 20 carbs or less, right?
That's hard.
That is super hard, man.
Yep.
And like I feel like I'm so hungry.
Dude, my
when
cousin
I'm
did
trying
that
to
for a
do that.
year.
Yeah.
Lost 100 pounds.
I mean, it's great, like
you can do
carbs
it.
are the enemy, man.
Yeah.
Like, well, it depends on what type of carb, right? Like we have carbs in vegetables, we have carbs in, fruits and shit like that, right? And carbs in rice.
Right.
But if we're taking in breads and we're taking in sodas,
Dirty ass carbs.
we look at a soda that, oh man, that's got
50 carbs.
50 carbs,
Yeah.
all sugars.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's not good,
Yeah.
So, taking in quality carbs is not bad. So, I don't really have a specific amount, I guess you could say. It just depends on like with your food. So like at the mornings I would do what I would do for my fights, I would do like a oatmeal bowl with like berries, fruits and berries in it, like strawberries, blueberries,
The
raspberries,
antioxidants
blackberries,
and stuff like that.
and then a tablespoon of almond butter,
Okay.
a tablespoon of flaxseed, tablespoon of chia seeds, and mix that all, and a little bit of honey. Mix all that up in there and smash that. So I'd get like a cup. I think it was like 3/4 of a cup of oatmeal or something like that. And man, mix it all up in there. I'd smash that in the morning, and at my I'd have at lunch, I might have some quinoa and some kale and some chicken or some asparagus and some rice, something like that, in that morning. And then at the night, that's when, you come back and you're not have just broccoli and a protein,
Right.
Or maybe a sweet potato,
Okay.
sweet potato in there.
Right on. So Ethan had mentioned this yesterday. And I caught the tail end of it, but it sounded like he was saying something like, you want to make sure obviously you want to stay hydrated, right? But like sometimes in a weight cut, the point kind of is dehydrating yourself, right?
Yeah.
So he was saying you don't want to have to like rehydrate after you weigh in, like 48 hours out or something like that. Make sure you start hydrating, or is that differ from like a weight cut in MMA per se versus jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, I mean, Yeah, so usually for MMA you get 24 hours to rehydrate.
Exactly.
Yeah, but for jiu-jitsu you don't. So it's like unless I weigh in the night before, then you got 24 hours, almost 24 hours roughly. MMA fights usually had 24 hours or more to rehydrate, which you should just be intaking large amounts of water, man. You just be drinking water until you piss clear, and take in some salts and take in some lemon and and just take all that stuff in and eat your fruits. Don't be taking in any other crap. What I'm saying? For the first 2 hours, that's what I'd be doing: fruits and drinking fluids for 2 hours, and then after that, you can start ingesting. Try to eat a meal. You don't finish that meal. Don't try to gorge yourself. Don't try to stuff your face. You chill. Come back, and it's hard, man. Like you're like, fuck, I haven't ate so long, man. I want to keep eating. Like this is so good. I want to get a cookie. I want to get this. Like I know, dude. We got one more night. You got one more night, and you can do all that. Right. You can have all the ice cream. You can have all the cookies. You can have all the beer if you want. Like it's just one more night, and so a lot of people don't do that though, man.
Yeah.
And I feel victim to that too, man.
Yeah, I mean, I've never really had to cut any weight for anything. I know you have a doctor's appointment for Bodie at 3. So before we leave, real quick, we were talking about the fights this weekend.
Yes.
Poirier, somebody who you've been acquainted with in the past.
Had a pleasure training with him for a little bit, and just knowing him as a person, and it's a good dude. And he's fighting Justin Gaethje.
Yeah, the diamond in the highlight.
I think
just from what you know from both of them and how the first fight went.
Poirier's more technical. Obviously, he's going to have a really good game plan.
Probably gets hit a little less. He probably gets hit a little less than Gaethje for sure.
Yeah, but Gaethje has a really good team.
Yeah.
He's got a really good. Trevor Whitman's a really good coach, really good game plan guy, but he's also really busy too. Like he's got a lot of stuff going on as well. Like he owns that Onyx, making gloves and mitts and all that other stuff, which they're top quality stuff. But who knows how much of that time's eating away at him. So it just depends, man. I mean, Dustin's got to be towards the end of his career.
Shoot, maybe both of them.
Maybe both of them.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be interesting to see, man.
If you had to pick.
I'm Poirier. I'm diamond all the way.
How do you think he gets it done?
He's going to knock that kid out.
Okay.
Yeah, he's going to knock. He hits like a
it's for the BMF title.
Truck. He hits hard, man.
Yeah.
And, he won by TKO, but I think he's going to put him down.
Right on.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's one thing about Gaethje is we've seen him rocked in so many fights. He's just his endurance somehow, man. The guy just keeps going. He's a zombie.
It doesn't last.
Right. But like you said, Poirier, I mean, arguably one of the best boxers in the lightweight division. I mean,
and he's long. He's got a long reach, man.
Yeah.
Like, dude's got long arms. He's southpaw. But I think Gaethje's southpaw too, no? Or is he right-handed?
I don't know. I think he might be orthodox.
We're sounding like a bunch of noobs on here. Jeez. I haven't seen him fight in so long, so it's like I haven't watched one of his fights in a while.
Right. Well, it's going to be a great fight. And then have Stephen Thompson, Kevin Holland.
Yeah.
It's finally like a matchup for Holland where he's not going to have to worry about getting taken down.
Yeah.
He's just going to get the stand. And that's going to be exciting.
And that could be interesting. You try to rush Wonder Boy. He has really good good side kicks. He has really good hook kicks, straight on, and he has these bursts too where he boom 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 comes forward really quick.
Both from a karate background.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting.
I'm looking forward to that one. Probably. I mean, obviously besides the main event, I'm probably looking forward to that one the most. Out of everything. Oh wait, hold on.
Alex Pereira.
No, I'm sorry. Wonder Boy isn't fighting Holland. Wonder Boy is fighting Michel Pereira, which is he's another. I mean, kind of, same as Holland in a sense of loves to stand up and does a bunch of crazy karate shit. Alex Pereira is fighting Jan Blachowicz.
Yes.
And wow, That's going to be interesting.
That is going to be interesting. And this is first. This is
light heavy.
Yeah, this is his first title defense. No.
Yeah, but I mean, dude, Alex Pereira is a huge middleweight to begin with.
Yeah.
I mean, I wonder how much weight that guy was. Carrying.
Yeah, dude. What? Shoot, I heard Joe Rogan talking about how he's like just.
I'm sure fight night against Izzy, he probably weighed like 190.
What on? So he weighed
Alex
in at 185.
No, that was middleweight. So
middleweight, yeah. So he weighs.
I'm sorry. I got
so.
middleweight and welterweight confused. So
he probably weighed well over 205.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I knew 170-pound guys that would weigh 190, 200 pounds.
I'm sure a lot of them do, man.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of 170-pound. That's why, dude, I didn't like fighting at 170 because, dude, those guys were big. I mean, you had guys over 200 pounds cutting down to 170, and I was fighting those dudes, man. So like that's why I went to 155 so I could be the bigger guy finally.
Right.
But it didn't work out that way. You know what I'm saying?
I bet that weight cut sucks so bad.
Oh, it sucks so bad. Oh, it sucked, man. Like my first time wasn't so bad because I was scared.
Right.
I was like did everything. After I made it, I was like, I'm good. I blew up to 188. And this is before my Felipe Nova fight. I flew up to 188 pounds, and I was like, oh, my God. And then I was on the struggle bus for that weight cut, man. I was dying, man.
I bet.
I cut a lot of weight for that fight. And then, you could tell in the fight, too. I was out of it. That was the fight. Felt like I was in a hangover.
You told me that you putting all the alcohol in the tub.
Yeah, I didn't feel good at all, man. But yeah, dude. I think, who knows? I mean, he's performed at the highest level with that, doing a weight cut before. So we'll see. I mean, how it goes.
Another interesting fight: Tony Ferguson, Bobby Green. You know Bobby Green?
Yep, I know Bobby Green. Bobby Green's good, man, and Tony Ferguson's good, but I just think he's on his way out a little bit.
Yeah, that could be said about Tony, man.
But Bobby Green's had some battles too, but he's just not as crazy, I don't think.
Right. Yeah, Tony's very, very unorthodox. I mean, Bobby is too. But Tony, I mean, I've seen him do some like Street Fighter shit. Like when he fought Gaethje, he dropped down to his knees.
I don't think he's all mentally there that much, man.
That's been definitely a conversation that people have had too about old Tony.
Yeah. And who knows? I don't know him as a person, you know what I'm saying? But just from the things I've read and seen, it just with fighting, dude, you have to be all there. Mm-hmm. It's such like you were saying a long time ago, it's so passionate and interesting.
Yeah.
That you have to be all in, dude. Yep. If you're not all in, dude, it's gonna be a long, hard day for you. Mm-hmm. So.
Last one, and I want to ask because we've talked about your Ultimate Fighter experience before. Michael Chiesa, he actually won the season that you tried out for.
Yep.
He is fighting Kevin Holland.
Yeah, that's right.
So, I'm assuming you're a Chiesa guy.
I like him, man. He was a great guy. He's a very nice dude.
Great ground game.
Yeah, good ground game, and
Holland being a stand-up guy.
Yeah. But, man, I don't know, dude. Holland's quick. Holland's fast, but Michael Chiesa's dealt with that in the past, with quick, fast guys. And so we'll see if it hits the ground. I got Chiesa, on back. If he's on his back or something, he's going to be trying to throw triangles or arm bars.
But we have seen Kevin Holland knock out Jacare while Kevin Holland was on his back. So that's interesting. But I do agree. Like, if it goes to the ground, I mean, you have to give anybody with any sense would give it to Chiesa.
You got somebody on top just blasting you in the face, though, man. Like, it's tough.
Yeah, and Jacare kind of like.
And now at the UFC's at this level now, you don't get many people getting submitted off of their back too often.
Yep, true.
So it's a good one. I think, but I don't know if it could go either way for me, man. Mm-hmm. What's the over-under on that? Do you know?
No idea. No. I don't know the odds or anything like that, but I would imagine they are in Chiesa's favor.
Yeah, but that's a pretty close fight.
Right.
Kevin Holland's just a stud.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, looking forward to those fights this weekend and hopefully do well on Saturday and then get to watch the fights
Later
on
that
night. Yeah.
Eat some wings or something.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. All right. So take us out and you can get on the road.
Yeah. Got my son's like 9-month anniversary. 9-month checkup.
Checkup, right.
Yeah, see how he's doing. Anyways, man, thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, please. Keep this thing going. We put these shows out every week. Thursday at 7:00, we drop a new episode. So make sure you guys are getting on there, subscribing, sharing, telling your friends about it. It's the only way we can grow. We're trying to get some shirts and hats made, and then you guys can pick some up and rock out. So appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Till next time.